This is The Ring's Mike Coppinger, and we are here with boxing star Edgar Berlanga. He's going to be fighting in his backyard of New York City, July 12th, against Hamzah Sheeraz, the main event of Ring Magazine 3. Edgar, thank you for being here with us. And you're right back in another big fight the way you want it. It's been a heated promotion, mostly pushed by you. Tell me, is this just pre-fight hype, or are you trying to get under his skin?
Nah, this is real, man. You know, it's a real fight, you know what I'm saying? So I'm bringing that energy. I'm back home, July 12th, and I'm ready to look to show out, to shine like a star, superstar status. I say that all the time, and that's what's gonna happen July 12th.
Yeah, and you said he's gonna be, what, 18, number 18 for the first round knockouts?
Yeah.
Why so?
He comes to fight, first round, he's going out. Bad, super bad.
You guys are both really big guys. I know he's coming up from 160, and he's going right to you in his first fight at 168. Is that a mistake?
Super. They feeding him to the line then, you heard? But I'm gonna be honest. They only doing this because they told him, if you beat him, if you get by him, we giving you Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
So he had no option but to take. That's what I was just telling him. I said, you had no choice but to take this fight, bro. He's like, oh, I'm coming to your hometown. I'm coming to your backyard to fight. You don't. I said, bro, you was forced to do this shit so you could try to get the Canelo fight because they promised you that fight. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, I'm going in there. I'm looking to hurt him. Speaking
of Canelo Alvarez, biggest star in boxing, of course, you're coming off that fight with him last September, and this is going to be your first fight in New York since that fight. How much of a bigger star do you think you are now?
10 times more bigger. 20 times more bigger than when I fought in 2023 against Jason Quigley. I think now is going to be, this is my like coming out party for sure. You know what I'm saying? This is like, all right, Berlanga's back, you know, back with better everything. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everything doubled, you know, everything in my career, stardom, money, my IQ, everything, man. You know, I gained a lot of experience from that Canelo fight, and you know, I know that, you know, something is in the works right now where I know, you know, when we get past this guy, I'm probably gonna have to knock out Munguia, and then we could probably get that Canelo fight next year.
Yeah, and look, obviously the guys that you knocked out, those 17 first-round knockouts, weren't guys on your level, but still incredibly impressive. Not many people.
Come on, if it was that. Bro, if it was easy, everybody would be knocking people out in the first round. Everybody, of course. You know? So they could say what they want. But one thing for sure, we never grabbed a guy that was selling oranges or working in Walmart or UPS driver. Right. You know what I'm saying? We didn't grab none of those guys. We grabbed legit fighters to try to get me rounds. Hey, I was going to knock them out. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Boxing is not predictable. So, but for me to go out there and knock him out in the first round, it's not easy.
No, I remember people were saying Eric Moon was going to give you rounds.
Yeah, and I put him out cold, and he thought he was going to knock me out. You know what I'm saying? So.
But anyway, I only say that to say that, in my opinion, Hamzah Sheeraz is the second best opponent on your resume after Canelo. Do you agree?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. I think he's a C-level fighter. I'm not taking him lightly or nothing, but the best guy I fought on my resume is Canelo Alvarez.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And there's nobody, if I fight, we get past July, say we fight Munguia, then I'll give that second spot to Munguia. You know what I'm saying?
Look, Canelo's obviously an all-time great, you know, one of the legends of the sport. How much better are you now after sharing the ring with Canelo for 12 rounds?
Oh, I'm a young veteran now. You know, I'm 27. But I'm a vet now, you know what I'm saying? I got that experience, and I needed that. So now it's off to the races, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm ready. I know I'm ready for all the smoke, literally all the smoke. I want 168.
What would you say was the thing that you learned the most about yourself in the ring that you were able to take back to the gym and work on?
Just IQ, you know what I'm saying? Being patient. Mm-hmm. You know, I noticed that in that fight, Canelo was very patient, you know, and he was looking to do a lot of damage, but he couldn't, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, obviously you seen his face, what I did to him. Mm-hmm. You know, I fucked his face up bad. But, you know, just a lot of IQ and just experience, you know what I'm saying? Being at that level with a legend like him, because at the end of the day, he's a legend. And that energy is different. You know, a lot of people could talk the talk, but if you're going to walk the walk, let's see. And I knew why people, you could fight a certain way in the gym, but when you go in front of that man, it's different. You know what I'm saying? I seen him fight since I was like 13 years old, 14 years old. You get what I'm saying? So me looking across the ring from him, it was like, oh, we here. But I was ready for it, you know, and I felt his energy. You know, that's why he gave me so much respect after the fight, because he knew it was like him mirroring himself, you know what I'm saying?
And not just fighting a great fighter, but also fighting on that kind of stage. You never fought on that stage before.
Never in my life.
And now you're going to be fighting in front of 14,000 people, outdoors, New York City, main event. You're ready now.
Oh, comfortable, super. You know, comfortable but alert. You know what I'm saying? Comfortable in the sense where I'm back home. Comfortable in the sense where, you know, I fought in front of 18, 19,000 people in the T-Mobile Arena. We fight in front of 14,000. So I'm comfortable. You know, remember I went against not just him, but 18, 19,000 Mexicans that was in that arena. You know what I'm saying? For every one Puerto Rican, there was probably like 500 Mexicans that was there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm comfortable, man. I just know that right now I got my back against the wall. And I always knew that. I know in my career, my career is always gonna be like that. I'm never gonna have nothing easy in my life. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's my personal life or my career, I know that I just gotta trust the Lord, you know, and just put my head down, keep working hard, stay humble. You know what I'm saying? And just keep pushing, keep knocking those doors down.
But also, you're from New York. You know, people are going to be coming out, I imagine, in a big way for you. And you're going to be going last. Obviously, there's a lot of talk about 2 main events. Shakur Stevenson, William Zepeda, you and Sheeraz. Why did you deserve to be go last?
It's not about me deserving. It's just, you know, I told them, I didn't even know Shakur was going to be on the card when we was discussing this fight. And when, you know, my team came to me, I told them, I said, yo, listen, I don't care who's on the card, because I know Turkey likes to do, I used to put, he'll put 6 main events on one card, you know what I'm saying? And you got guys that's a good fight, that's a main event fight, he'll put them to fight like the third, but below the main event, you know what I'm saying? But I told him, I said, yo, bro, we fighting in New York. There's no way. There's nobody that's going to be on top of me. You crazy? Not right now. Never. Not right now, not until when I retire, because I know I'm a retired champ. So, you know, this is my city. I was born and raised here. And, you know, and I didn't know Shakur was on it. Then, like, probably, like 2-3 weeks after, they mentioned, like, yo, Shakur's going to be on the card. He's going to be, you know, co-main event or whatever. But I looked at it like it's a double main event at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm not, I never took it like, oh, I'm the main event, he's the co. Nah, I looked at it like double main event.
Yeah, and not just double main event, but you also have a great undercard.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So it's like literally basically all those fights is main events, you know what I'm saying, which is dope.
You like being part of that versus just one big fight, which you had with Canelo?
Yeah, it's dope. I think it's cool, you know what I'm saying? I think it's cool. I know eventually, you know, Turkey's going to go back to doing just one main event instead of having all these main events, because obviously we got to save these fights, you know, and people want to just focus on one fight. You know, I feel like sometimes if you put too much good fights, you know, a lot of people don't really be on point with all those fights, you know. So I think, but eventually it'll die back down, and I feel like Turkey will get back to just doing the one main event thing.
So again, you talked a lot of trash to Hamzah Sheeraz. You were not shy up there. We know how your style is. What did you see in his eyes?
He coming to fight. I know he is. That's why I'm taking this. I take every fight serious, you know what I'm saying? But this one, for some reason, I'm taking this as if I'm fighting Canelo. And I told him that. I said, yo, I'm your Canelo. He said, you think you my Canelo? I said, that's how I know I got you. You dumb motherfucker. You stupid. You a dumb dude. Because how you not going to look at me like that? If I'm looking at you like that, you not looking at me like that? Oh, yeah, I already beat you, bro. I already beat you. Already mentally, I already fucked you up. I already got him. Mentally, I beat him.
You think you're in his head?
Oh, of course. Come on, bro. If I'm telling him he's my Canelo, you my Canelo, that's how serious I'm taking it. I'm telling him you my Canelo, and he's like, you're not my Canelo. You don't got no belts. You don't got this. You don't got that. You're not my. I beat you already. Now, because I know I'm going to work harder than you. You're not going to work harder than me.
This is not just Edgar Berlanga versus Hamzah Sheeraz. This is New York versus London, US versus UK, right?
Yeah, I got the whole UK going to be tuned in, you know, but I get love over there too, you know, and shout out to the UK, shout out to London. You know, they give me a lot of love out there, and I know, you know, they want me to fight out there soon, you know what I'm saying? They like this shit, you know, they love, the UK is crazy. They up there with the US, you know what I'm saying? They love boxing, and you seen, you know, Conor Ben with Eubank, 62,000, 63,000 people, you know, so that's different, you know what I'm saying? They big boxing fans over there.
Yeah, and New York, obviously, great fight town, but it's kind of fallen off the map in recent years, right? We haven't had these big fights. We had Times Square May 2nd. We're going to have this big show July 15th. And we don't really have many world champions from New York right now. I don't know if we have any.
Yeah, we have one.
We have one.
Richardson,
Okay.
Hitchens.
Oh, of course, Hitchens,
yeah.
right.
So, but, yeah, it's true. Right now, we got to bring that back. You know what I'm saying? He's world champ. I got to go collect. Right now, but, yo, if you think about it, we in an era now that I'm going to keep it a buck. Titles don't even matter. Look at Jake Paul. Mm-hmm. Jake Paul don't got one title, and he's selling. He's about to do a mega fight with Chavez Jr., so that just goes to show that belts don't mean nothing. For real boxing fans, it does, but right now there's so much people that's tuning into boxing that don't understand the sport, that they just tuning in because it's entertainment, and there's a lot of entertainment that's going behind it now, that they don't care if you got 4 or 5 belts. You know what I'm saying? Nobody don't give a fuck about that.
Speaking of belts, Hamzah Sheeraz, of course, coming off of his first title shot. It was a draw with Carlos Adames. Many people thought he lost. What did you think about that fight?
Yeah, he lost. It was a gift. That was a gift. That was only a gift for him because he was in Saudi. You know what I mean? Because that was tailor-made for him to win. And he didn't go out there and do what he had to do. And I told him in the face-off, I said, he's lucky because this dude, Adames,
mm-hmm.
he got tired.
Yeah.
I feel like if he was in shape and he would have picked up the pace on him, he would have took him out.
Was there anything Sheeraz did in that fight that impressed you?
Nothing. I'm studying him a lot, and nothing. I don't see him.
He was buzzed a couple of times in that fight, right?
Yeah, he was buzzed a couple of times. He landed a couple clean shots on Adames, but Adames shook it off. I feel like Adames didn't really sit on his punches when he had the opportunity to. He was. I feel like it was a lot of just taps. I feel like he was just tapped because of his condition, and he didn't want to throw no big shots because he probably would have got tired and really gassed out.
Well, we know you're not going to gas out, and we know you're coming for the knockout.
Yes, sir.
Is there any way this fight goes distance?
No. And we bet on 100K. So
100K?
Yeah.
What's the 100K bet?
Whoever wins, knockout decision, whoever wins.
I feel like we hear a lot about these bets all the time in boxing, and I feel like people don't always pay up.
No. This is real.
This is real.
This is real.
This is a real bet.
This is real.
Okay.
For sure.
What's your prediction? What rounds?
KO. No prediction. Just get your popcorn ready. Fireworks. We're going out there. We're going to perform superstar status. Going out there looking like a superstar. Great IQ, great jab, great everything. You know what I'm saying? Going out there and performing and doing what I do best. Yeah.
And your last fight, I know not many people understand why it happens. We do. You had to, eat a little bit and take a co-feature slot.
Yeah, you gotta just a little step back to move 3 steps forward, and that's what we did. I told you already, right? My career's always been like that since day one. So I'm nothing easy. Wow, okay, cool. I got a fight with Turkey. But in all reality, I'm not in yet. I'm gonna be in with Turkey for real, once I beat this dude. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm in with him. Right now it's just a showcase, but they really want, Sheeraz to, and there's respect, as his fighter, love him over there from London, cool. But I came in here, I'm stopping the show. I'm the showstopper, so you know what time it is.
All right, then what's after that? You say you want Munguia, huh?
Yeah, I want Munguia, but I'm really focused on this guy. I don't want to talk too much about the future. I just want to focus on this guy, handle my work, do my business, you know what I'm saying? Because once I do what I do, I know the doors is open.
All right, and we know you have a lot of celebrity fans. Who are you expecting to come out and support you?
Number one, man,
Terror Squad.
That's my brother right there. That's my big bro. So, there's a lot of other guys out there, that show me so much love. I can't hear, it's my brother from the Latin world, reggaeton artist. It's a lot, man. De La Ghetto. The list goes on, man. Hopefully they don't have no concerts or nothing. A lot of actors that I'm cool with. I'm trying to get 50 to come, so it's gonna be a good night.
All right, well, we're looking forward to it.
Sir.
July 12th, New York City. Edgar Berlanga against Hamzah Sheeraz. Ring Magazine 3.